We'll chant mantra number 7 of chapter 2, section 2. Mantra number 7.
Light of fan. Yeah, Sarvagna.
एक मिनट यः सर्वज्ञ सर्वविद्य शेष महिमा भुवि दिव्ये ब्रह्मपुरे ह्वेश व्योम्नात्मा प्रतिष्ठितः मनोमय प्राण शरीर नेता प्रतिष्ठितोर्ने हृदयं सन्निधाय तद्विज्ञानेन परिपश्यन्ति धीरा आनंद रूपम अमृतम तद्विभाति
Sorry.
Hariom. We are back to our sessions on Mundaka Upanishad. We are in the second chapter, second section, and mantra 7, which we had seen last time, and we continue that. Yah sarvagya sarvavid hi esa mahima bhuvi. That Paramatma, who is sarvagya and sarvavid, he is all wise and he is all knowing. And that Paramatma, his glory is manifest in the entire world. Mahima is the glory. His glory is manifested everywhere you see. He is present. Divye Brahma Pure Ji Esa Yonmatma Pratisthita. But he is also established in the sky of the heart. Vyomna Pure. Divye Brahma Pure Hi Esa Yonmatma Pratisthita. He is in the sky of the heart, he is shining. Divye is shining in the city of Brahman. And how is established? He is established with the inside the heart, but it's closed with all the koshas, covering of mana, prana, and all that is closed with the mind. And he is guiding our life and the body. Sarira Neta. Neta means he is guiding, he is leading it. With his seat in the heart, he lives in the whole body of the man. And he has the perfect knowledge, the one who has the perfect knowledge of that Paramatma, that wise person, he realizes the blissful immortality. That immortality, that amrutam yad vibhati, anandam rupam amrutam yad vibhati. That blissful ananda is realized by that person. So beautiful mantra, which is a Mahavakya also. If you can remember, you can do dhyana on this also. So the Paramatma, he is present in the outside world as well as in the inside world. And Upanishads say that he's you only. Why you want to go out and look for him? He is the Atma, he is the Brahman who is controlling you. All your knowing principle is here only. You don't have to look for outside. Your existence is here only. You think you see with the eyes or you hear with the ears? No, they cannot function. Only he only can function so that the speech is revealed by the ears or the eyes reveal the rupam, the eyes, because of his grace. Yad vacha na abhyudatam, yena bhag abhyudatam. What speech cannot reveal, but that him, that Paramatma can reveal the speech itself. This is from Kenopanishad. That eyes, what the eyes cannot reveal, that Paramatma reveals that Rupa. That's for the outside world. But inside the world also, in mind only, the entire mana, prana, vijnana, everything is revealed by him. All the powers I think I express or utilize, my Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti, all are expression of Bhagavan's glory. Without these powers, I cannot function. This is the Vibhuti, the Mahima. That Mahima, Bhubi, the entire world is Vibhuti. His glory is spread out, outside and inside. So Upanishad says, don't wait for the physical presence of Bhagavan because he's here only. You don't look for him outside. Yes, you do. That's okay. That's for bhakti. But finally, with the jnana only, you will realize. Bhakti can be for anybody, any different types of bhaktas are there. So we have talked last time, but only jnana can make you realize. This body, this deha, is like a temple. And in the akasa of the Hridaya akasme, that Bhagavan is Pratisthita. Deho devalayo prukto, jivo deha sanatana. Yadeda ajnanam nirmalaya, sahi bhavena pujayet. So this is the expression of Bhagavan as the Vibhuti in the entire universe. So why to go for pilgrimage? I have to go to Vaishno Devi, I have to go to Varanasi or Rameswaram. Why to go there? Why to visit the centers of pilgrimage? It is not only the presence of Bhagavan there, but it is also sanctified by the presence of Mahatmas. Mahatmas have done tapas. And when you go to a place of pilgrimage, you look for presence of Mahatmas. That is the real in-person existence of Brahman. And closest pilgrimage is my body only. Bhagavan either the why should I look for outside? My heart is a sanctum, sanctorum. And by Bhagavan, by God's grace, that Hridaya is established in the center of the body. My mind is there. The heart is the residence of the mind. It is said that the entire physical body is like the working place, the office of the mind. The heart is the resting place of the mind. दिन भर काम करो, the entire body, the mind goes around outside also, inside also. But when it comes to rest in the night, it rests in the heart. In Susupti Avastha, the Deha, Mana, all that is in a state of no action. So only that they are all resting there. The mana is resting, the body is resting. So where does Paramatma live? In the heart of the body? Yes. But he lives in the heart. He's not like ordinary person. Because he's not a physically perceptible object. He's the subject. He's me and me alone. And Paramatma lives in the body as the witness consciousness, Sakshi Chaitanya. He's the subtlest of the subtlest, subtler than the subtlest. But he lives there as the Sakshi Chaitanya. And staying there, it reveals the mind. Okay, that is one envelope. And where the mind is, how do you know what is the mind? How do you know that? You know the mind because Paramatma reveals the thoughts. Mind is what? It is the flow of thoughts. One after the other, thoughts are bombarding the mind. That thought is depending on the caliber of your thought, your mind is. You have good thoughts, positive thoughts, noble thoughts, you are mind, a noble person. Thoughts translate into action. Action gives you karma, karma phala. So thoughts are your base. So that thought is in the mind. And the mind is covering the Paramatma or is blessed by Paramatma. So those thoughts reveal the Paramatma and that the awareness of Paramatma as well as the silence, the nothingness, both are revealed by that thought also. When there is no thought, that means there is presence of Paramatma. It is like the sun rays. Sun rays illumines the entire world. It reveals the room also. It comes to the room, your room, bedroom also the sunlight comes. It illumines each room. Then with the light, you can see who is coming, who is going. What you are doing, you can see. But also, that sunlight also reveals, if nobody is coming, then sunlight also reveals that. Okay? Not only arrival, departure, presence of the people in the room, but also absence of the people also it reveals. But sunlight itself cannot be perceived without the support of something else, some Anatma. Sunlight cannot be perceived without the support of another body, another Anatma, another object. I told you that, like the dust particles are there in the air, only when the dust particles reflect, then the sunlight reflects from the dust particles. Otherwise, you cannot see the sunlight. So within the heart, the Sakshi Chaitanya illumines the arrival and departure of the mind and its thoughts. That Sakshi is the Paramatma, expressing itself in the mind. That Sakshi Chaitanya which is expressing in the mind, it is given the nomenclature of Manomaya Kosa. That itself. See, Vijnanamaya, Manomaya is this one, that Mana is taken as one Antakarana only. So, that Sakshi Chaitanya is Manomaya Kosa. It manifests as the revealing principle or the Jivatma. Jivatma cannot exist without the Sakshi Chaitanya or the witness principle or the presence of Paramatma or the Atman. Jivatma, Atma has to be there. It's not only the physical body that becomes a Jivatma. It is the consciousness has to be present to become known as Atma. Jivatma is only a nomenclature. Jivatma is the same as the Paramatma, except that we attach ourselves to the Jiva. The same entity, Brahman, playing the role of Jivatma and Paramatma. Like anybody, because Mr. The example in the center of my screen. So he is when he's in the office with his all the powers enjoying to the post, he's the ruler of the office. He's the Paramatma there. But when he goes home, he may be a father or a husband. Then he has to play that role. Same way, this Atma, when it is here, with the associated with the body, is the Jivatma. When it is associated with the not associated with the body and associated with the Brahman, it is Paramatma. Jivatma is the same as the Paramatma. It's only what is the difference? Name and form. Nama Rupa. Only the name and form is differing, otherwise Jivatma is Paramatma. So Tad Vijnanena, it is saying Tad Vijnanena Paripasyanti Dhira. Tad Vijnanena. What Vijnana? Tad means that. By knowing that. By knowing what? That Paramatma. Gaining the knowledge that this is the Paramatma here, residing in me alone. Gaining that extra knowledge by negating my identification with the body, with the mind, with the prana, with the thoughts, with the all the attachment to there to negate all that. I am not that. I am this Paramatma. I am the witness consciousness. I am the awareness. I myself is all pervasive Paramatma. This body, mind, thoughts, they are limited, but this consciousness that I am all pervading one Atma, Eka Atma, Eka. That Ekatma Bodha is the realization. It is saying, Tat Vijnanam Paripashyanti Dhira. Once you realize that you are the only one, that Paramatma, that Brahman, you understand that there is nobody else. You can see that how will you feel when you be alone, ruler of the entire world? There is nobody else contesting your presence. But that Paramatma, when it is present in the body, even if present, you cannot perceive, you cannot touch, feel, smell, taste Paramatma, because it is beyond the power of the Indriyas to perceive. Indriyatita, beyond that, beyond the sensory objects. So, how can this physical jiva realize that intangible Paramatma, which cannot be perceived by the sensory organs? How can you perceive that? How will you know that also? It is like the sunlight. Again, coming back to sunlight. I'm coming back to sunlight because that is a good example. You you know the sunlight is there. With that, you are getting illumined, but you cannot hold it. You cannot smell it. You cannot touch it. You cannot taste it. But the sunlight is there. Everywhere is there. Pariprakasa. Same way the akasa, the space also. And beyond your touch, feel, you cannot hold it. But it is there. It is more powerful. You can do dhanam on akasa tattva also, or surya prakasa. It has got many similarities with the Brahman because it's very close to that. A sensitive mind can comprehend that akasa, surya prakasa, as well as the Paramatma. Because that intangible sun rays or that intangible space you can understand, but you cannot perceive by the sense organs. But how will you know it? Either the akash is there or not, the space is there or not, either light is there or not, how will you realize? The very talk that if it is there or not, this talk itself, the words itself is revealing that existence. The space is, the sun is, the table is, the watch is. The isness stands for existence. Isness stands for existence. Without that isness, there's nothing is there. And that Brahman is pervading everywhere. That means it is present. Existence is present. That Brahman is present everywhere. So you'll know that. You know that whatever is, that is Brahman. Whatever is that Paramatma. When you say something is not, that is also Paramatma. Because when you say is not, that means there is something there. But if you meditate on that, the dhira means the wise people with sensitive intellect. If you meditate on that, if you think of this, then you realize that the space is there, the sun is there, so also the Brahman or the Paramatma is there. You perceive that not through the Indriyas, but by your own intellect. And the intellect has to be sensitive. Not that sthula. Paripashyanti dhira. Paripashyanti, normally we think that you are seeing. It is not seeing. Means comprehending. Pari means what? Pari stands for parita. Parita means everywhere. Outside and inside, everywhere. So that dhira, the wise people comprehend, understand that Brahman is present everywhere, inside and outside. So that understanding, that realization is achieved by the realized people. That people with sensitive intellect, those who can really understand, those who can do mananam, chintanam, they can understand. What they understand? That this Brahman, paripashyanti, means it is outside, that Brahman or that Paramatma is present outside. Outside in what way? Sat is, everything is. The mountain is, the sea is, the hills are. The isness is the Sat, existence. So the Thira, the Panditas, the wise people see the presence of Paramatma in the presence of everything in the world. The isness of the objects of the world is the presence of Sat. Sat means existence. The presence of Sat is indicated by anything that you see or hear or touch. That is the existence. Outside, everywhere, the presence is there. The presence is the Sat. That Sat belongs to Brahman or Paramatma. And that Dhira, that wise person, knows the or understands the presence of Brahman in the form of Chit inside. Chit means what? Knowledge. Jnanam. So Jnanam where? Inside. Antakaranam. Inside me, inside my mana, that knowledge is there. So I understand the presence of Brahman inside as Chit. So Sat is outside, everywhere present. Chit is the knowledge that is present in myself, my inside. And next is what? What is the next one? Sat, Chit, and Ananda. Where is Ananda? See, the mind is always full of thoughts, always going out and moving around. But when you become calm, when the mind becomes quiet, santam, the serenity comes in, then the thoughts subside. Thoughts becomes less in number and noble in quality. And that time, the Atma is available in the mind in the form of Ananda. That's why you'll find when you sit down for dhyana, after your mind quietens down, with a serene mind, with less number of thoughts or single pointed thought, Brahmakara Vritti, that time your mind is not scattered, then you imbibe that Ananda inside you. That Ananda is revealed from within, it is not coming from outside. Because that Ananda is my own Swarupa. That Ananda reflects in my mind. Mind is not Ananda. Ananda is the Swarupa of mind. Swarupa means the Atma Swarupa. That Atma Swarupa is reflected in the mind, when the mind is calm and quiet. So the Ananda is available to us, but we are not able to gain it because of the quality of our mind, the fineness of our mind. If the mind becomes serene, then the Ananda reflects itself. So I told you three things here. How you, that Paripashyanti Dhira, that means the wise people see or observe that presence of Bhagavan in the three ways. One way is Chit, Sat, you are observing in the presence, the isness of everything in the outside world. At the Sat, everything outside you are observing as the Sat or existence. Inside you are observing a Chit or knowledge. And in the calmness of our mind, you are getting the reflection of that Ananda in your own mind. So Sat Chit Ananda, that is the Atma, that is the Paramatma, that is the Brahman, which is being revealed to you in certain conditions, certain locations, certain places. Even though that Brahman or Atma is all the time present, it is being reflected or is being revealed to me due to certain conditions. What? The Sat is coming only to me, not to everywhere. Sat is there everywhere, but Chit is coming as a knowledge to me inside. And Ananda is coming to me only when my mind is ready for it. That's why you don't experience that Ananda all the time, because your mind is not prepared for it. So reflection of that Ananda is not there in your mind unless the mind is calmed down. That preparation of the mind is important. I'll give you an example. See, this Brahman or Atma is having all the three components, Satchidananda. But it doesn't show up every time. It's like you take a pot of kettle or something like pot, and put it on fire. Okay, you take two pots, not one. You take two pots. कढ़ाई ले लो, एक में पानी डाल दो, दूसरा कढ़ाई ले लो. You take कढ़ाई, then you put some iron fillings or small pieces of iron. The pot with the water, it will get heated up. पानी गर्म हो जाएगा. That means the Agni, the fire is expressing as heat. Understand? The fire is expressing as heat. पानी गर्म हो गया. And the pot with the iron fillings, छोटा छोटा आयरन करके डाल दिया pot को, उसको गर्म किया, पानी डाला नहीं. What will happen? The iron will get hot, but also it will become red hot. वो भी लाल हो जाए. So the iron is able to express the heat as well as the light. Agni, that fire, has got the two qualities, heat and light. For the water, by heating the water, you are not getting the quality of the Agni as a light is not coming out, because it is not ready for it. The matter is not conducive to express the light. But the iron fillings can become light and heat both. Same way, my mind, sometimes it is ready for expressing my Ananda in the quiet and calm and quiet serene way. And very often it is not ready to express Ananda also. So it is depending on the substance that you have. Same way, Atma is all pervading, right? Suppose I am using a pen. The pen is, that means existence is. Sat is. Sat is existence, pen is, this is one part. The pen cannot show knowledge by itself, it cannot give knowledge, or it cannot give Ananda. So that Brahman is expressing as only Sat here. Okay? But when it is, I am there, body, physical body and mind is there. When my physical body and mind is there, same Brahman is expressing as Sat as well as Chit. That is mind, that means thought, knowledge is there, some knowledge is there in the mind. So same Brahman is expressing as Chit also. And third, when the mind, same body and mind is there, but when the thoughts subside, third becomes sattvic, calm and quiet. That same mind also reflects Ananda, and in fact, all the three, Sat Chit Ananda, is available to me when I am in that condition. So you clearly understand that Brahman is all the time there. One time you are getting only Sat, another time you are getting Sat and Chit, another time you are getting Sat Chit Ananda. It is up to you how you can make yourself available for reflection of that Ananda in you. For example, when you meet somebody and somebody you love very much, oh, it will be so much, so much of joy in you, that sattvic joy is there, your Santa Mana is there, then you feel very happy. But if you meet somebody which is whom you don't want, then that joy, that Mana is not sattvic that time. Mana is very tamasic. Why did I meet this person? Oh, कैसे घुसा आ जाएगा? क्यों इससे मिला? So then how will you get the joy? Same Mana is the same. But one person meeting, you are becoming joyful. Another person meeting, you are not becoming joyful. So that is the type or the conducive presence of your Mana only, which is inviting Ananda in you, reflecting Ananda in you, or it's not reflecting. But that pure Ananda, you can't experience because the experience of Ananda is not there. See, I eat some food, I eat on gulab jamun, I experience the taste of sweetness. Or I see a beautiful scenery and waterfall, I love it, I say, oh, it's very divine. That is an experience. That experience is of the object outside. But this Ananda, that it gives you sukha, that can give you temporary happiness. But this Ananda is my own nature. I am Ananda myself. I don't need an object to make me happy. It is only the condition of my mind will make me happy or not happy. Anything you see, objects don't make you happy. It is a condition of mind that makes you happy. Because you are the Ananda yourself. For example, as I told you, the pen, even though Satchidananda is there everywhere, pen is reflecting or manifesting only Sat. A living being is manifesting Sat and Chit. And a calm mind is reflecting the Satchit Ananda. It is like a mirror and the reflection. The mirror is there. The frame of the mirror belongs to the mirror. The glass also belongs to the mirror. But the reflected face in the mirror doesn't belong to the mirror. It belongs to the person whose face is reflected. Same way, when I am that body mind is there, that body belongs to that deha, and mind also belongs to that. But that Ananda belongs to whom? Belongs to Paramatma. Because of that reflection of that Paramatma or the Atma, that Ananda is coming with me. That Ananda is myself. I have to identify with that man. Another example is like I eat ice cream. I feel joy. I enjoy the ice cream, right? When I enjoy the ice cream, And there are so many brands of ice cream. You got now you have Amul ice cream, you have quality ice cream. I mean, now all the international brands also Baskin Robbins and so many other brands are there, ice cream. You feel good. If you have a foreign brand, you feel as if the ice cream is good, very good. So your ananda is depending on the ice cream. But the ice cream is not that because the sweetness or is more or less. It is because of the name and form of the ice cream. Nama Rupa of that ice cream is giving you the ananda. So that's why that ananda, that happiness will be temporary because the names and forms come and go. But does this ananda come from the ice cream? Does the ananda come from ice cream? It is that ananda is coming from within me. It is my own ananda that is being reflected in my own mana. I am the ananda itself, Sarupa. I am Amrut Sarupa. The reflection is not permanent. The reflection in the mirror will come and go. Somebody else will come and some other face will come. But I, the Ananda Swarupa, Atma is always permanent. I am always present because it's Nitya. Next thing is, if I am Ananda Swarupa, I am Nitya, all the time present, then why do I cry? Why should I cry? If I cry, then how can I be Ananda? Huh? So you cry, yes. You cry when your mind is not reflecting that ananda. You have coming in contact with some external circumstances, external conditions that is making you cry. But your Atma is not crying. The Atma is remaining ananda by itself. When that temporary condition of the mind or the circumstances or the situation changes, Atma will come back its own. They say your spiritual maturity is measured by how fast you can come out of the state of shock or sorrow. It is like a ball, you do the bouncing of the ball. Football is, you bounce the ball. How fast you can bounce back? That condition of dukkha will come, the sorrow will come, some circumstances, some situations will change. You cannot avoid that. You can also be with it, you express your sorrow, but you bounce back. Maybe some people remain sad for months or years. Some people come back in a week. Some people come back in a day or 1 hour or few minutes, depending on your spiritual maturity. That means you do not get associated with the situations around and remain in sorrow all the time because you know that is not permanent. I am permanent, I am Atma, I am Paramatma, I am permanent and I am Ananda Swarupa. I come back to reality and I am myself, the Ananda. So that Ananda is Yad Vibhati. Last में वो बोलता है कि Ananda Swarupa Amrutam Yad Vibhati. Yad Vibhati means that Ananda, that Eka Atma Ananda, that is expressed, that is experienced in me only as Atma only. This is a beautiful mantra and it's a Mahavakya also. One should sit down for dhyana with the meaning after remembering, then you will be transported to another state of the world. As I told you, at different levels of the presence of that same Brahman, how it is present outside, how at Sat, how it is present inside me, at Chit or knowledge, how the same Ananda is present in me only when my mind becomes calm and quiet. But that Brahman, in the first two lines, that Sarvagya, Sarvavid Brahman is present everywhere, and its glory is available or expressed in the throughout the world. Glory is expressed outside, and glory also expressed inside. As me, myself, as my Ichha Sakti, Jnana Sakti, Kriya Sakti, all that I have, the prana, everything is reflected by him. So, if he is present inside and outside, and he is expressing in me, then I must invite him with all my powers and bring him home so that he reflects in me all the time. That is possible only when you reduce your vikshepa mana. And mana is vikshepa. Vikshepa means scattered. ये सोचो वो सोचो ये करेगा वो करेगा कितना काम करे. I tell you, if you are in single pointed thought, then your productivity increases. You'll be able to do more jobs, or you can achieve higher levels if you have your thought is centered on one object at a time. Less number of thoughts, better quality of thoughts, and if possible, single pointed thought or Brahmakara Vritti, that brings the quietness of the mind, and then only you can experience that reflection of the mind and Ananda inside you. So this is the end of the mantra number 7. We'll chant that again, this mantra. We had taken almost one class last time. We'll chant together. Mantra number 7. Ya sarvagya sarvavidya shesa mahima bhuvi Vidve brahma pure desa brahmatma pratisthita manomaya prana sarira neta Pratishtam Tadvijnanena paripasya Ananda rupam yad vibhati Ananda rupam yad amrutam yad vibhati. That Ananda rupa. Let us strive to have that reflection of that Ananda in us maximum period of time. Okay. Okay. I think we'll close this today here. After this, there is a beautiful mantra. The next mantra is the jnana phalam. Whatever you're studying, whatever you're realizing, what is the result of that? Jnana phalam. We'll just chant, but we'll close it with this, but we'll chant that mantra. Mantra number 8.
Vidyate hridaya
Vidyate hridaya granthi
Siddhante Kiyante tasya karmani
तस्मिन् दृष्टे
parabare बहुत हो भाई
सर्व संशया
दीदी जय
अरे वाह बहुत अच्छा
One second. Vidyate hridaya
हृदय
granthi Siddhante sarva
सर्वसंशया
Kriyante chasya karmani
परावरे
Yasmin drishte paravare. When that Paramatma is seen both in the higher and the lower world, then Hridaya Granthi hit jata hai. That unties the Granthi, the knot of the heart is broken. Chindante sarva sansaya. All the doubts are removed. Chiyante chasya karmani. All his karma phala are subsided. Tasmin drishti paravare. To him, he
Kiyanti
sees
tasya
both,
karmani.
for him, everything is one. That is the result of his, Brahmakara Vritti. That is the result of his realization, that Ekatma Drishti. But this we'll do next class. So I'll take question answer now. We'll do the Santi Pata, then take the question answer. Om Swasti Tadabhya Paripalayam Nyayam Bhagyam Mahim Go Brahmanebhyo Shubhamastu Nityam
लोका समस्ता
Samasta
सुखिनो
Sukhino
भवन्तु
Kale
काले
Sat
वसतु
Parjana
पर्जनः
Prithvi
पृथिवी
Satya Salini
सस्यशालिनी
So Yam Shyovarita
शोरयितः
Brahmana
ब्राह्मणः
Santu Nirbhaya
ॐ सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु
Sarvesham
सर्वेषां